Hey y'all, Mikey from Rock and K, and I have a 2005 E87 BMW. So, come off a nice little break. Car sat parked for almost 2 weeks, and the dashboard lit up like crazy. Turns out these things love to build up water. That's coming up. All right, so got in the car this morning, drive to work, and as I'm going to pull out the driveway, I get electronic failure on the dashboard, and I'm like, what's going on? And I notice my the gauges are dropping out, things are going all crazy, lights are blinking. I'm like, hey, what? Come on. Something else wrong? So, long story short, I noticed a couple of different things. I'm driving along, and as long as I was at a steady speed, everything was cool. No problems with lights. If I would accelerate, here comes a light. If I would turn, here comes a light. Little did I know, it was because water was sloshing around. So I get to digging, hook my computer up, and I have, it was about 16 different fault codes. And it all pointed to the instrument cluster, and I'm like, oh man, I don't want to have to replace this instrument cluster. Well, let me show you what was wrong. So, in the back of your E87 BMWs kind of look like this. So here's your battery and everything. And this, at least on my car, this wheel well is empty behind the wheel well. But this wheel well is not. And in this was about 3 inches of water. I've already pulled most of the water out. And in this rack, in this middle rack, was a computer board. I need to look up what the computer board actually does. I believe it's the parking control sensors. I had an off and on issue with the parking control sensors. The little dots in the back of the bumper that you got that tell you you're getting too close to something and you're going to hit it. Well, I've had issues with mine, intermittent, here and there. And I figured, all right, it's a 2005. Here it is, 2023 now, 2024. And I figured, all right, it's, wiring on the parking sensors. Well, it looks like it was water in that wheel well. So you guys out there with E87s and you have dashboards lighting up like a Christmas tree, you may want to check for water intrusion in that area. It's really easy to get to. So you'll have the back panel here and then a soft side panel here. There's no need to take off the hard plastic, right? All you need to do is take off the hard plastic shield here and then peel this back. It'll peel right back. I have mine out. Mine is sitting here on the floor. I'll put that all back in. Right now, I'm hoping this computer dries out because it was intermittent. I have the computer inside sitting on one of my radiators heaters for the house drying out, and I'll put it in and I'll come back and let you guys know if everything clears up with the computer itself. With the computer out, I just drove around. Everything is great. So, you guys out there who are getting electronic failures and parking control failures, check this out. What was happening with my gauges is I would drive along and the gauges would dump out. Then they'd come back, then they'd dump out. And I had the radio on, and the radio was perfect. Everything, the car was driving perfect, no changes in the way it drove, just the gauges would go haywire. And I'm like, oh, something's wrong. I hope it doesn't leave me walking. Well, it didn't leave me walking, but it did have me scratching my head because every time I would accelerate, it would light up. Every time I would turn, it would light up. I'm like, all right, something's crazy here. Something's loose. Something's, Yeah, it was water sloshing in that wheel well. And what it would do is it would bury the computer and then it would come off the computer. Bury the computer, come off the computer. Every time it would hit it, it would cause the dashboard to light up like crazy. It even gave me a transmission fault saying my transmission was bad. So You guys with these E87s, check them out. Now, let me go inside, see how this thing is drying out. Then we'll get it back in and we'll wrap this up and I'll let you know if the parking control works. All right, y'all, so I got the box all dried out. It is the parking distance control box. So apparently this will make your dashboard go crazy as well. So let's get this put back in and then we'll take it for a little spin, see if it works. All right, so you guys that are doing these, are pulling this out, these connectors have a little lever on them. And when they're all the way up, they're locked. If you push down on the center, you can pull the lever away to get it out. Then to put them back in, you just start seating them and you'll see the lever start to pull and then just lock it and your connector is locked. So it's fun doing it single-handedly, but let's see if we can do it. And okay. And then this box is literally just slotted down in here like so. That's it. So now the moment of truth. We'll shut this thing and see if it works. We'll know in a second here. All right. So we got her turned on, and no crazy lights. We're going to start her up. Now you will notice I have 2 lights here. Well, technically 3. The traction control, the ABS, and of course that's the handbrake. So let's put it in reverse. And look at that, it's working. No crazy stuff going on. So you'll see I have an ABS light. That's the next item on the list. If you own an E87, you know all about this. The ABS ring on the drive shaft swells up and hits the sensor. That means you're changing a drive shaft and a sensor. I'll be doing that next on this car. I have the drive shaft and the sensor in the back already. I just need to put her on a lift and do it. So that you'll see some content on that. And yeah, we got this problem fixed. So good deal. We'll get this out to you so you guys can fix it too.